Just going into the lobby now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to PSGL here for round number 8 of the championship as we take in the fantastic Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Yes, we are here for the Belgium Grand Prix. My name is, of course, Everybody Mike, and I'll be taking you through the action as always. And joined alongside me, he is back once again this week. It is RDR Quinn. Quinn, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Of course, I wasn't here last race, so Mike has been catching me up on all of that. But I'm happy to be back here for such a historic circuit here. Of course, it's one of the longest laps, I think. Yeah, one of the longest laps, if not the longest, on the calendar. So 22 laps is going to be short in race distance, but hopefully not short in action.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned about the length of the track, of course, 7 kilometers in length. Been on the F1 calendar since 1950, so it's been around for a very long time in various variations of the track. Of course, I mean, you mentioned last week as a little tester, and of course, I was catching you up on what happened last week. So, yeah, I mean, last week, absolute heartbreak for the championship leader Aguado, picking up a drive-through penalty and the virtual safety car towards the end of the race, which took him out of a race-winning position. Narrows the championship down, but of course, we also had Peter Vol, who was up there as well, and of course, he disconnected from the session and fell down the order. We had Alex Marciano, who's here again tonight. Remember, he has only been involved in 3 races thus far this season, and of course, the first 2 races he was involved in, he won. Last week did not go his way, and he ended up with a DNF out there in Imola. And of course, it did end with the McLaren of Aiden taking victory out there in Imola, and that's a big result for Aiden.
Yeah, it definitely is. He struggled to get his season started, but without race victory, you got to think that he's up and running now.
Yeah, I mean, what's called that? That's just gonna bring like a whole heap of confidence for Aiden, and of course, the drivers that joined Aiden on the podium was of course King, who closed up that gap tremendously on Aguado in the championship, and we'll run you through that in just a moment. And Lifeboat, the final spot on the podium. Lifeboat last week had the pace, and he was absolutely flying out there. As I believe, yeah. So Luke and Nick obviously wasn't racing last week. He's back again this week, and it's going to be interesting to see how Luke and Nick gets on here, because what's called the best race that he's had so far this season, I think, was Silverstone off the top of my head. But
Seems. Oh, sorry,
yeah.
I cut you off there.
You're good. But yeah, I think the best race he had so far is Silverstone. But I'm going to pass over to you, and you can take us on a full lap here with Luke and Nick around the Spa-Francorchamps.
Yeah, so just getting ready through the bus stop chicane, taking a wide entry to get the car straightened up as soon as possible onto the power, and coming up to turn 1, which is La Source. You want to take a little bit of a late apex, or just no apex in his case. Just get the power down all the way through to Eau Rouge and Radion. Very clean through there, and then DRS straight, of course, one of the biggest the biggest incline, apart from Radion, Rouge and Radion. Through the chicane here, Lifeboat has left the session, which is interesting. And yeah, here through this tricky downhill right-hander, you want to hug the apex, drift off to the curb, get it quickly over to the right. Very neat and tidy there for Luke and Nick. Then through Huon down 7th, up into 8th gear. Then just got a long right-hander into a sudden left, tightens up on the exit. Then through the double right-handers, one is quite tight, and then the other you can take completely flat, which he does. And now you want to hug the inside here to get ready for this left-hander, and then Exactly the same. Open up the corner, keep it pinned, and then down into the bus stop chicane. Down into third gear for Luka Nick. Has a little bit of a moment on the exit, the first part. Power down, and it'll be a 41.6 for Luka Nick.
Yeah, as is immediately beaten by Pocoral with a 41.3. I mean, we did see into the bus stop chicane a big old slide there from Luka Nick as King goes on to provisional pole with a 41.3 as well. And yeah, I mean, we're starting to get the times coming in now. Obviously, as you mentioned on the lap, Lifeboat unfortunately leaving the session or being disconnected from the session. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues, because of course Lifeboat is the host in the lobby, so we hope and pray that there's no issues will happen there, as Burrell goes up in the P5 and is dropped down by Nassim.
Nassim and the both of the Aston Martins get exactly the same lap time. That's the epitome of equal performance here.
Yeah, absolutely. As Owen up on to provisional pole, and once again Owen showing that he has the qualifying pace to really perform. It's a case of, can he convert that qualifying pace into the race pace and keep it consistent throughout the entirety of the race?
Yeah, Daniel puts himself up into P4 there with a good lap. Then we have the Cassie coming up to the line. Looks like it'll be a 42.1, puts himself 10th. Now we have Chris coming up to the line, followed by, I believe that's Aiden, or it might be, yeah, Chris goes P5, Aiden goes P4, displacing Daniel.
Yep, Aiden definitely a bit more confident than that in terms of getting our win last time out in Imola. And yeah, I mean, what do you think? Like a win at this stage in the championship? Obviously, we're at round 8 now. There's not a huge many rounds to go in the championship, but how big is that win for Aiden in terms of making a late charge in the championship?
Yeah, it's very important, and of course, being in round 8, you want to be as confident as you can for the end of the season. And getting that race win has boosted his confidence massively. As you can see, he's only just over a 10th off Owen in first place. So yeah, it's going to do him a world of good in terms of confidence.
Yeah, and that's what we like to see. Confident drivers leaving it all out there on the track. Obviously, we got Aguado on an out lap. I believe he'll be the first man to start the next runs of times, because we got the Cassie, I believe, coming into the pits now. You got Yano out there on an out lap. So yeah, Aldo into the pits, and Aguado now coming through the final sector. And yeah, I'm actually going to take us on board with Aguado on this lap, because the past 2 races Aguado has really struggled. Obviously, he had the incident in Suzuka which saw him retire at the end of the race, and then in Imola he got the drive through at the end. But we're going to go on board with Aguado now as we come through the bus stop chicane to get this lap underway. Around the 7-kilometre circuit. DRS wide open now on the run down in towards turn number 1, La Source. Braking around the 100-metre board down into third gear, making sure you get the car rotated through the corner. Good traction on the exit also needed. Running down to Eau Rouge at the bottom of the hill as you climb up the hill through Radion. Important to not invalidate there, and Aguado does make sure it's all valid. Keeps his foot in, DRS wide open as we head down the Kemmel Straight now, down towards Les Combes, as breaking down at around 70 metres out from the corner. Comes through Les Combes there through the right, left, right, and now into Brussels, turn 10, third gear, as we got the migrating host as Chris has left the session, through No Name of turn 11. Now running down in towards Pouon. Very easy to lose time here, very easy to drift out wide and invalidate, and very easy to lose the car on the inside curb. But Aguado doing well there. Now into turn 13 and 14, Campos section, and now through Stavolo through turn 15, and of course now through 16, keeping the foot in as you mentioned earlier in terms of the way the corner is set up, running down in towards Blanchimont now. 8th gear, approaching 200 miles an hour through the left, and keeping your foot in, maximum commitment as we head now towards the bus stop chicane, breaking at around the 100 metre brake marker board, and this time there's no back end snap, under braking for Aguado, gets through there, lovely, DRS wide open to the line, and it's a 41.2 and his provisional pole position for the time being from the championship leader.
Yeah, very good and clean lap there from Aguado. Of course, only 5 thousandths of a second faster than Owen, so very close at the top there, and I'm surprised to see that Alex Marciano is down in 10th, nearly, well, over 4 tenths off Aguado's time. So, might definitely be a track that Aguado favours, and in Alex's case, might not be. As just saw Yano, I believe, cross the line and put himself in P6, only just under a tenth and a half behind Aguado.
Yep, Janel getting himself up in the P6. Janel's another one that is on course, I think, and do another podium finish in this season. And it's going to be interesting to see if this is the race where he gets it, because he's always there or thereabouts. He just ends up missing out towards the end of the race, but he's always in the conversation somewhat, as Luke and Nick invalidates on his lap. As I look to try and jump on board with someone who is on a flying lap. Obviously we've got Pocorello who's just starting his flying lap. We got King coming through the middle sector, just coming through a Pouon right now, and now
it'll be
Campos.
Tactician's coming up to the line, puts himself only up one position, up into P12. Then we have Vinnas Aiden just doing his lap, starting his lap.
King is over a 10th up. This could be a 0.1 from RCR King here. Obviously, the championship fight right now is between Aguado and King at the top. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to come out on top here and take the psychological advantage early on in this qualifying session, because they have never been closer than what they are right now as King crosses the line. It's a 40.9 from King, and that is a stamp of authority from the Alpine driver.
Yeah, I think we've got Aldo coming up to the line as well, so he's hoping that he can emulate his teammate. Very clean and tidy through the bus stop. Little bit of a rear-end twitch on the exit there. That's an Alpine 1-2, a 41-1 from Aldo.
The Alpines are here to play tonight. Aldo and King definitely have put in some decent time on that to make sure that they get themselves up there and to help each other out. Alex goes up into P5 with a 41.2. Pocorel coming to the line now. He was just under a 10th up in the middle sector, but let's see what he gets now. And he's up there with Aguado. So the Williams pair are trying to respond to the Alpines, and it is going to be an interesting team battle right here.
Yeah, definitely. It's not something, well... Daniel just goes, where is that, 2,700 or 27 thousandths of a second slower than King. So Daniel disrupting the party in the front 2 rows. Well, yeah, I was going to say, it's not something you see very often, especially in real life. So Aiden put himself P5 in between the 2 Williams. So from 4th to 6th, there's 3 thousandths. Well, even 4th to 7th, there's 5 thousandths of a second.
It's way too tight at the moment for my liking. I do not know how to predict this, but we're going to be waiting to see the times coming in from all the drivers. I think everyone is going to be on an in-lap now, so I don't think we're going to get any competitive times coming in from everyone that's on a lap right now. So I think next person will be setting a lap will be Aguado himself, because he is on an out lap. Aldo, Aaron Long just finished the lap. Daniel did just finish the lap. Confirmation as well is obviously because Lifeboat was the lobby host and he's disconnected from the session. Of course, to make sure that there's going to be no issues in terms of glitches and in the race, we will be having the lobby restarted with the qualifying results. So there will be a small intermission in that. Yeah, everyone into the pits, going to be getting themselves geared up for their final runs. Aguado is out on track. Look into the chat. Obviously, we got support in the chat for King, currently out there on provisional poll, and said, let's go King. So, yeah, seeing King could be on for a good result here. Aguado going to get his lap underway. Also, another comment saying no Yano, goodbye. Yano is PCF1, mate. This is a fantastic racing in F6 here on PS. So, yeah, different series, but yeah, racing is brilliant nonetheless. So I highly recommend checking out all the PSGL races.
Yeah, unfortunately the wrong platform here, buddy.
Yeah, unfortunately, as we got Lee in the chat saying Aiden fans are here, so Aiden getting support as well after victory last time out in Imola, and obviously he's doing well here in qualifying, currently in P5. On board with Aguado right now as we come through Brussels. Fourth gear for there. Obviously we're seeing a bit of a gear variation through that corner from a couple of these guys. Some going for third gear, some going for fourth. What do you reckon is going to be quicker for there?
Well, I think, of course, fourth you can keep the speed up. Well, you can keep the minimum speed up, but third you get a little bit more rotation. Especially through Brussels. I'm not too sure what will be the best. No,
10th up for Aguado. Needs to find more time if he wants to challenge King here in the final sector. Obviously 40.9 from RCR King right now. We're currently on provisional pole. He is second in the championship, and this man we're on board with, Aguado, coming through to the bus stop chicane right now. Currently leading the championship, needs a good result here after the last two races. Comes to the line now, and it's going to be a 41.1. Gets him into P3, but it's not enough right now to challenge either Daniel or King.
Yeah, next person on a lap is Luke and Nick, and look at all the traffic going through. We're just going into Pouon right now. He's going to catch all of this up by the end of his lap. It's going to be, well, he might not actually.
Well, he's coming through Brussels, and obviously there is a Mercedes right now currently in the exit of Pouon coming towards the Campbell section.
He invalidates.
Invalidated lap, and he doesn't look like he's got enough fuel to go again, so I think that's his session over and done with.
Yeah, it is.
I believe the next man is
Owen.
Burrow.
Owen's already invalidated. Before he even started his lap, he invalidated, so it must have been a mistake from going too wide somewhere.
Well, invalidation's coming out at the end of the session, and that is obviously going to be an issue for these drivers here tonight. Obviously, Logan Lick doesn't look like he's got the fuel really to go for another lap. If he does, then fair play, but I think he's going to come in and retire from the session. We're on board with Borrell right now, currently down in P16, 41.6, and needs to find a fair few attempts to get himself in the mix, but honestly, the whole grid separated by just under 7 tenths of a second thus far, and it's absolutely fantastic. Borrell up by 2.5 tenths. This could get him up there with Alex and Owen right now, if he can find the time in the final sector here. Lifeboat and Chris, obviously, checker flag has now fallen, and we're going to see what Ball can do as he comes to the bus stop chicane. And
Burrell had a big slide into the bus stop, but 13th for Burrell.
13th, he's not going to be happy with that, as we got Owen, I think, crossing the line, and no improvements there, and I believe that is a Alpine of King has just gone even quicker, and his teammate is in behind as well, as we got an Alfa Romeo in front of Aldo, as
he had a big moment.
Aldo unable to improve on his lap time. We got an Aston Martin now coming to the line. I believe that's going to be Nassim, currently down in P15. and he doesn't look like he's on a competitive lap, but he does have a Williams in behind him and needs to make sure he gets out the way of the Williams. And who is that coming to the line? Is that
That's
Pocorao?
Pockerel, yeah.
What happened to
Whoa, second
P3?
row.
It's an all Williams second row right now, as we'd have to see who is on the lap. Soapbox is currently invalidated. We got Miguel, who's also invalidated. Daniel. What can Daniel do? Daniel through the final chicane. He's marching down in the middle sector. Can he find enough time through the final sector to go up any positions? He jumps up a little bit in time, but not in position. And Alex at the end also getting himself onto the front row. The first, he's only racing 4 races in the championship over the course of the season. Remember, the first 2 races he was in, he won both of them. Last week he came back for Imola and it didn't go his way. He's coming back for revenge here tonight, and he's on the front row. Alex Marciano.
Yeah, he's very, very good very good lap there from Alex Marciano. Of course, King as well. He put down a marker early on, and then he just kept on improving it. As soon as people were getting close, he just moved it a little bit further away, and then a little bit further away, and yeah. So yeah, going through the qualifying order.
Yep, so it is King that takes pole position ahead of Alex Marciano, who joins him on the front row. Then, of course, we got Daniel in P3. Joined on the second row with Pocorel. Championship leader Aguado in P5 with Aldo in P6. Aidan, last week's race winner, in P7. Owen in P8. Then, of course, we got Yano and Miguel rounding out the top 10. Of course, Chris in 11th, Cassie in 12th, Burrell in 13th, Soapbox in 14th, Nassim in 15th, Tactician all the way down in 16th, and Luke and Nick down in 17th place. And of course, Lifeboat disconnected at the start of the session and didn't get a lap time on the board, but less than 8.5 temps separating the entire grid. And obviously with what we're going to be seeing now is obviously we're going to be getting a lobby. But yeah, we do have to join a brand new lobby, so hopefully I am stuck on the screen. If someone does ready up, then I can just go I can go into the race now. I'm stuck.
You can close the game.
Yeah, I know that ends the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is that I am able to do, because yeah, I can't yeah, unfortunately guys, I am gonna have to end the stream momentarily just to make sure that I can obviously join the new lobby. Is unfortunate, but you know, it has to be the way it has to be. But yeah, I shall be back in just a moment, and we'll be back racing in Belgium. So yeah, we'll catch you in just a few moments, guys.